Yo, what is up, guys? Mike Thomas, aka the Young Trishula here, and I am back again with Twitch chat. They are still here, and today we have something extremely special for you guys. The other day we posted a video going over the decks that I used to get within the top 100 in the DC Cup grind, but today we have something even better than top 100, and that is top 1. We have first place DC Cup Decklist from the winner himself, one Mr. Ryan Carmano. He was so kind as to share the deck that he played with us for us to review on the channel, because he played for the climb mostly Dragon Link, and I have to say I am just so proud of him. He played Dragons at Worlds, and he played it for the DC Cup climb, and he won the DC Cup climb, and now he's going back to Worlds. So hopefully we will see even more Dragon Link at Worlds, piloted by Ryan. And it is always such a pleasure to watch Ryan play, because the kid doesn't misplay. He just doesn't misplay. He is a living legend of the game. If you have not heard of this man, you're living under a rock. He is truly one of the most talented Yu-Gi-Oh players of all time. So we're going to be going over his deck list today. So be sure to drop a comment if you want to say congratulations to Ryan, because he does deserve it. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe in general, because it does help me out a lot. So we're going to hop right into that. So I'm gonna pull it up on the stream right now. You guys can see this here is the deck list played by one Mr. Ryan Yu. The picture is a little bit small. I can kind of like zoom in on it, but we're dealing with screenshots, so bear with me. I didn't rebuild it in Master Duel, and I'm not stopping the video now. We're just here. So we're gonna go over the deck list. He played starting off powerful with the 1 copy of Driver, as well as the 2 Gamma, the 3 Maxi, 3 Ash Blossom, and those are all the hand traps he played. No other hand traps needed. And I think that makes sense with how DC Cup format was. There weren't too many other matchups up in DC Cup, like top 10. It was mostly Despia, Dragon Link, and Vanquish Soul. So and none of those decks really care about hand traps too much. So not having like a huge hand trap lineup makes sense to me. And then I'm just gonna take this row by row, because we move on to some stuff that's absolutely spicy, and that is 1 Wyver Burster, 1 Collapse Serpent. There is not multiple here. It's just 1 and 1. Ryan just said, I don't care about the free discard. I'm playing 40 cards. And you know what? I respect that. Personally, I like having my free discard. I like having my free discard. But Ryan said he doesn't need it. So, you know what? Shout outs to Ryan. I might have to try going with the 1-1. And actually, I played 1-1. Hold on. I played 1-1. I didn't even talk about it in the last video. I guess it's just correct. Just play 1-1. I forgot to talk about it in the last video, but I also played 1-1. So I think the theory here with this is that you're just trying to keep the deck size down, because you want to see your outs to max C and stuff. So makes sense. Another change that is different from me is that we played 3 copies of Rocket Tracer, just wanting to, draw as many ways to play the game as possible. It's really nice, because if your opponent interacts with your Dragon Ravine, you just already have the Tracer, you get to punish them, because you can just activate Boot Sector, and it's like, oh, I had it anyway. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. It's also, with Chaos Ruler, this card can be full combo if you do hit, though that's a little bit less likely when you only have 1 and 1 of the babies. But you know what? We're just always going to Gamba. That's the motto. Just always hit. We played 1 Recharger and 1 Caliber. I'm going to skip over the Safers for a second. So the Rocket package, the Tracer and the Caliber, I think this is pretty standard, because we've all been doing that now with Dispatter. Just having that other body that you can summon off of Tracer sometimes when you don't need a non-tuner is really, really nice. There's a specific line that you can do, I think, where you go Tracer, pop, summon the Caliber, then you make the Dispatter, and then you just summon back Safer from your banish pile, and then you get either Dispatter plus Chaos Ruler or Dispatter plus Savage, and that's pretty nice, but it does lose you out on that recharger, so maybe makes you worse off into nib, but if you're already safe from nib, then it's fine. So but it's interesting to know that you can do that. For the starters, the 3 safer, no black metals here. Got to keep the deck size down, and that is a big package. So just 3 safer, pretty standard ratios. Then for the bestials, just standard bestial ratios of 1 Magnamut, 3 Saronir, 1 Druis, as well as 3 Lubellion, just for maximum consistency. And then for our other one-ofs, we play the 1 Abserator, 1 Levianeer. So overall, monster lineup, pretty standard. The spells, also very standard. 2 Chaos Space, 2 Quick Launch, the one of both field spell, regains, and then for the final 2 slots, 1 Tactics and 1 Crossout. So things that you can see here is that there is no copy of Branded Beast in this deck, which is something that I'm not personally a fan of. I think Branded Beast is really good. Very hard for me to want to cut that card, but obviously Ryan felt like he did not need it, so he did not play it, and that makes sense to me. I think that makes more sense in a strictly 40 card build of Dragon Link, because one thing that comes up for me a lot when I play like a strict 40 card Dragon Link list is that I find myself drawing at least 1 card that I don't really want to draw every game. Because let's think about all the cards you don't really want to draw. You have Driver, you have in this list, Regains you don't want to draw because you want to activate it off of Lubellion. There's Abserator you don't really want to draw. You don't want to draw Recharger. Arguably, you don't want to draw Caliber. And then you have Boot and Ravine. So that's like 7 potential Garnets in the deck, depending on how you think about it. And then potentially Collapse as well isn't always the best card to draw, depending on your hand. So theoretically, there's like 7 or 8 cards you don't really want to draw. And in a strictly 40 card list, that's like a fifth of your deck that you don't really want to draw. You're going to draw those cards. So it makes sense to me to want to cut the Beast in a strictly 40 card Dragon Link, because that's just adding more cards that you don't want to see when your pile of cards you don't want to see is already pretty big. So it makes sense to me why he would cut that. Personally, though, I think that card is a little bit too good to cut. So I wouldn't make that change, but glad to see that it worked out for Ryan. The other interesting inclusion is the 1 copy of Tactics. I think that makes sense because, as you saw, I ended up playing Tactics further into my climb, and it probably very similar reasoning. You just want to see more outs to max C, and this is just a slimmer version of what I was doing. So makes sense. As for the extra deck is extremely standard. It is the standard 15 of Savage, Chaos Ruler, Baron, Dispatter, Pisty, Striker, Seals, Romulus IP, Dark Charmer, Triple Burst, Unicorn, Access Code, and Boral and Dragon. And this makes me so happy that there is not a Delindrous Dragon in this extra deck. Ryan is a no-dill truther, and that makes me very happy. Please take Delindrous and Chaos Angel out of your deck. They are not needed. Please take them out. I am so glad that Ryan has the correct extra deck. So very good. Honestly, I like this list a lot overall. I did have a list that I was working on for DC Cup that looked very similar to this. And it was actually the shell that I used to build out like the 45 and 50 card lists that I showed off the other day. Those lists actually started as like this list, and then I just added cards to them because I said, if I play the 40 card list, I am going to draw like 2 Garnets every game, and I don't want that because that sounds very frustrating. I'm going to go up to 45 and play a few extra cards that I want to see. And that was the main difference in my logic. So I'm glad to see that Ryan's deck list is still pretty similar to the theory that I've been using with Dragon Link all along. So that makes me happy. It makes me feel like I am on the right track and I am not leading you guys astray. So if you want to try out this deck list, you absolutely can do that. And I might go ahead, no promises, but I might go ahead and I might build this in Master Duel and then post the untap.gg code in my Discord. So if you do want to go and try this deck out for yourself and you don't know what all the cards are, even though I just read them all to you, you can go into the Discord and find the code and use it and import it into the game, because untap.gg, the Yu-Gi-Oh deck tracker, allows you to import and export decks, which is a feature that I don't know why it's already not in Master Duel. You guys have heard this build. You guys have heard me show this before. So check that out. Download the deck tracker. Enjoy the video. Congratulations, Ryan. I don't think there's anything else I need to say. Get out of here.